Okay. Hannah, you look lovely today in the sunshine. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in LA. I'm talking to you. I'm doing good.
Good day. It's a good day. It's a beautiful. I'm talking to you from Toronto, and we have beautiful weather today too. So it's all good.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah, it's great. Listen, congratulations on this. I really enjoyed this film. You just don't know where it's going to go. It really has some great twists and turns. What was it when you read it at first kind of hooked you in?
Well, one, the relationships between everybody. I mean, I got to play opposite some amazing
Yeah,
men. We got Luke Benward and Michael McKean and Alan Tudyk.
yeah.
So the relationship dynamics really drew me in. And then the character of Rachel I thought was really special. I love playing complex characters, and she has a lot of grit, but she's also really soft and vulnerable. And so I was in.
Yeah, I would be too. I would be too. And what I loved about Rachel is, well, let's explain that she's part of a con. Her and her brothers, they're scamming siblings, and anything to do to make a buck. And then we find out her brother gets in a little bit of trouble, and they have to make a lot of bucks. So,
Yeah.
when we first meet Rachel, she has this scam that goes on, and it's like, okay, it's not horrific or anything. But as the movie goes on, as you say, we see her sensitive side. To me, she's just not cut out for this world. It's interesting. How did you kind of get into that mindset of being the scammer and then having a conscience?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me, I really just went back to like what she'd been through to get to that point, because people don't typically make bad choices because they are bad people. I don't think really there are bad people. I think people get put in bad situations, and people do what they need to do to survive. And that was sort of Joel and Micah's problem, was they didn't have the best lot dealt to them in life. They got to where they were just by ingenuity and hustle and grit, and I admire those qualities in people. And I think that while she wasn't making the best choices, she was doing the best she could with what she knew at the time. And then over the course of the movie, she grew more of a conscience and was like, this isn't working for me anymore. So that also I like too. I like people that grow and change and evolve. So it was really fun to play.
Yeah, sure. And also for the fact that you, as you mentioned, you've got some great co-stars. We'll talk about, Luke in a second, who plays your brother. But to have somebody like Michael McKean on set, who is, one of the best improvisers ever. I mean, he worked with Christopher Guest. I mean, come on, the guy's hilarious. What kind of shenanigans did you guys get to offset?
Oh man, I mean, I was just talking in the last interview, like the most emotional scene in the movie, I think, is me, McKean, and Tudyk, and there's the funniest guys. I mean, they're so funny, and Alan and both of them actually are incredible dramatic actors, which I think a lot of comedians are. I came up through UCB and like doing improv, and you there is something to like just honesty, I think, that you have to have in order to like get those marks. But honestly, it was like hard for me in between takes, because they're just like cutting jokes and like laughing, but it did make it more fun. I'm like, okay, but yeah, we were doing like the most intense dramatic scene, and then between takes it's like cut, they're just, you would have never known, and they're just, because they're just so funny, and we're just like laughing and be like, and then action, like, oh. So it was really like a master class for me. I'm like, wow, okay.
I'm sure. I always say that. I always say the funniest people make the best dramatic actors. Like, I stand by that 100%. And Alan Tudyk, exactly. Like, I mean, that guy's got a range. I remember interviewing him a million years ago. I think it was for A Knight's Tale. And that was like the first time I ever met him. And I was like, this guy's going places. He's really good in this. And you feel so bad for him.
Yeah, he's so good in this, and I think we haven't seen him. I think like as an audience member, I haven't seen him be able to show this kind of side or this range. So it was really cool to watch. I mean, he's not only funny, he's so talented. He went to Juilliard. Yeah, I mean, and he's so sweet, like just the nicest guy. So
yeah. the premise of the film is, you guys are, as brother and sister, are trying to scam him into talking to God. And of course, Michael McKean takes on, you got to be pretty, listen, there's a lot of scammers out there these days. Even my own mom almost got nabbed on the phone and the whole thing,
Oh,
and
no.
it's bad. We got it. We caught it in time. But, you basically, these people play on people's vulnerability, no question,
Yep.
But
Yep.
for somebody to sit there and to believe that he's actually sitting across God, what a great concept, huh?
Yes. And what, again, it's like, just shows how vulnerable his character was. And also, I think people, or his character especially is like looking for this answer. Like, we gave them exactly what he was looking for. And I think people like want to see through that, or they don't want to see through that. They just want to get the thing that they want,
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep getting the calls about do you want to renew your car warranty?
Exactly. It's insane.
Who's falling for this?
Yeah. Well, sadly though, there are a lot of people, and that's the thing you got to look out for. Yeah, but this film makes you think, I have to say. You've been working now for many years. You're doing so well and everything. I loved watching you on the Exorcist series many years ago, of course, with Gina Davis, and I have to tell you, like, The Exorcist was the movie that scared the crap out of me when I was younger, so I can't even believe I watched the series, but good job. But I want to, what is it about something now when you get it, what kind of makes you decide that you would like to take something on? Do you have any kind of criteria?
Well, I'm really spoiled after doing Exorcist because it was so great, and that character was so complex, and the writing was so great, and everybody, cast and everything. So, I basically just want dynamic characters that are rich and grow and change and have range. Like, that to me is the most fun to play as an actor. And after the show, there weren't a ton of scripts like that for women, especially young women. So I started writing. I've been writing. That keeps me creative and fulfilled in that way too. But when I'm acting and when I'm writing, it's the same thing. I'm like, what would be fun to play? Like, what's juicy? What's rewarding for me? Like, I like those complex characters.
Yeah, that's great. Well, like I said, you did a fabulous job in this movie. Honestly, you were
thank you.
Really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And I thank you so much for your time today. And just go and enjoy that weather after this press day.
Enjoy Toronto. You too. You get that good weather.
I will, Hannah. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.